G'day guys and welcome back to another video on the Chalkstar channel, and today I will be going through my round 21 AFL tips. So if you've been following the channel lately, I haven't been uploading for a while. I think round 17 was the last time I uploaded, so it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm back. Hopefully I can stay consistent till the end of the year, but yeah, let's get into my round 21 tips. And first game we have Melbourne versus Collingwood. It's going to be an absolute thriller Friday night. I don't know, mate. This is going to be a hard game to tip, but I reckon I'll go with Melbourne. I reckon I'll go with the safe answer. They played amazing against Fremantle, and Collingwood, they were okay against Port. They've been playing some decent footy, but I reckon they're going a bit overrated. They just got over the line over Adelaide, North, Port, and I don't know who they versed last week, but I don't think it was a good team. I'll show you guys later, but yeah, I reckon I'll go with Melbourne for this one, and I reckon it'll be somewhat close, but I reckon 20 points. I reckon 20 points is the final margin. So that's the Friday night game. Hawthorn Gold Coast at Tassie. Now, earlier in the year, Hawks played at Darwin, which I got really mad over because we train at one of the coldest facilities, and we got forced to play in the hottest place in Australia. So that obviously didn't suit us very well. And maybe we got smashed by 60 points. We don't talk about that. But Gold Coast, now it's time to taste their own medicine. They play us at Darwin. We play them at Tassie. Gold Coast, as you guys know, also one of the more warmer places in Australia. And Tassie is freezing, absolutely freezing at all times. I've been there before. And yeah, it's very cold there. So I reckon Hawks have the advantage there. I don't know if we play well in the cold, but we do train in the cold, so it would logically make sense. So I reckon I'll go with Hawthorn this one. It could go anyone's way, but I reckon Hawthorn will get the job done by, I'll say a bit close game. I reckon 14 points. So yeah, that's that game. GWS versus Essendon, a bit of a boring game. Obviously, this is not a very easy game to tip, but after I reckon GWS's pretty horrible performance against Sydney and Essendon's, I'm watching the game right now, but yeah, Essendon versus North, currently 66-38, so I'll just assume they get the win. But yeah, I reckon I'll go with Essendon for this one. They've been playing some decent footy, pretty convincing footy too, so I'll go for the Essendon. But Essendon by, I'll say 30, honestly. I reckon we'll go for a bigger margin. Bulldogs versus Freo. Dogs obviously were very, very good in the first half against the Cats, but obviously fell short. Freo were pretty poor the entire against Melbourne, but it is at Marvel. Dogs home ground, obviously. And Freo, they play okay there. They don't play bad. They don't play good. They just play their normal footy there. So I reckon I'll back Freo in. I don't think they'll lose to an Emerald, especially against Bulldogs, who are trying to fight for the 8. Maybe potentially if they lose this one, their finals hopes are over, but it depends on the game that we're going to go on next, which is Geelong St Kilda. But before we finish that, I'm getting too excited for this. Bulldogs versus Fremantle. I reckon I'll go with Fremantle, but in a close game, I reckon Fremantle by 8. And now we're going to Geelong versus St Kilda. Now, I'm excited for this, not for the good reason. Not because I think Geelong and St Kilda will be a good game. I reckon St Kilda will get smashed. I watched Hawthorn at St Kilda. I don't know if you guys know this, but I absolutely hate St Kilda. So, yeah, it wasn't a pleasant viewing. Obviously, we came back in the end, but wasn't enough to get the win. But Saints, they played some pretty average footy the entire time. They were I don't know, they had umpires on their side. I'm not going to go deep into it, but yeah, I reckon Geelong smash them. I reckon Geelong will win by 60 plus points. So that's, I guess, the big call of the round. Geelong by 60 plus. Port Adelaide versus Richmond. This will be a good game to watch, honestly. Port close against Collingwood and Geelong in recent weeks. And Richmond draw against Freo and just got a win against Brisbane. Amazing fight back from the Tigers. So I'll give them points on that one. But I reckon Richmond get it done. It's a must-win game if they probably are the favourites to make finals. So yeah, I reckon Richmond get the job done for this one in a pretty good game. I'd say 10 points, the margin. And the North versus Sydney Swans. Now, obviously, this is just, I reckon North get smashed by a lot. They put up a fight against Sydney early in the year, but Sydney, I reckon they'll win by 70 plus points. That's the big call. Brisbane Carlton, that's the Sunday Arvo game. It's going to be a good game to watch. I don't really see Gabba games on Sunday Arvos, so it'll be pretty odd and special at the same time. But I reckon Brisbane get the job done. Carlton, they've got every right to win this, and they probably should, because if they don't win this, they got Melbourne and Collingwood, which I would argue are in both are better form than Brisbane. If they lose all three, they have a chance of missing out on finals, which would be absolutely shocking. But yeah, I reckon Brisbane get the job done. I'll say a pretty decent game. I reckon we're 17 points. And last game, West Coast versus Adelaide. I reckon West Coast get their first win. Second win, actually. Obviously, they've been pretty decent in past weeks. They were good against Hawthorn. They were in the game against St Kilda for half the time. And as well as Gold Coast, they put up a good last quarter fight. So I reckon West Coast win this. Adelaide obviously are a hot and cold team. 1 week they beat Carlton, the other who they lose to. I don't know who they lost. I think they lost to, was it GWS or something like that? Adelaide. I'll just tell you guys later. But yeah, that's the round. Oh no, yeah, I got it up. Adelaide they lost to Hawthorn, Collingwood, and Sydney. So yeah, Carlton was an unexpected win, but yeah, I reckon West Coast win this. So that's about it for this round. Of course, if you guys watch the end, you would have noticed the layout is different. My AFL tipping website is, I don't know what happened to it, but it's really weird. It's like not letting me log on. I can still do the tips from like the website, but I reckon I'll just go the easy way and do it on the Safari AFL search from Google. So that's it for the round 21 AFL tips. And if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It's all free. It helps me a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.